Deep within the emerald shadows of the ancient tropical rainforest, where the canopy chokes out the sun and the air hangs heavy with the scent of damp earth, a hidden world exists. It is a world of whispers and shadows. Here, the line between life and inanimate objects is blurred, almost intentionally. To a casual predator, this might seem like nothing more than a jagged rock, a fallen piece of bark, or a clump of decaying moss. But look closer. Beneath that rough, gray surface, a steady, ancient pulse is beating. This is the forest toad, the moss-clad warrior. In a world where beauty is often a trap, this creature has chosen a different path. It has embraced the ugly, the rough, and the unseen. This is the art of survival through invisibility. Observe the skin. It is a biological masterpiece, a topographic map of glands and keratinized ridges. Every bump, every wart we see serves a dual purpose. They are not merely for show. They are a sophisticated chemical laboratory. Notice how the light fails to reflect off its body. The skin is designed to absorb light, mimicking the non-reflective textures of the forest floor. But there is a hidden miracle occurring here. Unlike us, the toad does not rely solely on its lungs. It breathes through its very armor. Oxygen is absorbed directly through the skin, a fragile gateway between the internal organs and the humid forest air. However, this gateway must remain moist. To survive in the heat, the toad secretes a thin, nearly invisible layer of mucus, a shield against the bacteria and parasites that thrive in this suffocating heat. Every movement is a calculated risk. While its cousins, the tree frogs, are celebrated as acrobats, leaping through the air with reckless abandon, the forest toad is a creature of the earth. It is a pedestrian. Look at those short, powerful limbs. They are not built for flight. They're built for the long walk. It moves with a stoic, heavy-set dignity, a tank moving through a battlefield of roots and dead leaves. Each step is deliberate. It does not hop unless absolutely necessary, for a hop creates a vibration that alerts the silent hunters above. Instead, it crawls, it flows, It becomes part of the terrain. For in the heart of the jungle, to be noticed is to be eaten. The warrior waits, the warrior watches, and the warrior survives another hour of silence. As the sun sets and the forest is draped in a thick velvet darkness, the forest toad's true domain awakens. The world is now a mosaic of sounds and smells. For the toad, the stationary world does not exist. It ignores the swaying trees and the falling leaves. Its eyes are tuned to a different frequency, movement. Somewhere nearby, a stag beetle wanders onto a mossy log. It is loud, armored, and confident. It has no idea that it has just entered the kill zone of a ghost. The toad remains a statue. Its golden amber eyes, with their horizontal pupils, are locked. It is measuring the distance, the humidity, the wind. It is a master of the ambush. Now, prepare your eyes. If you blink, you will miss the climax of this hunt. The mechanics of the strike are nothing short of miraculous. The toad's tongue is a specialized muscle, attached not to the throat, but to the very front of the lower jaw. It sits there, coiled like a spring. When the moment is right, the mouth gapes and the tongue is launched. It doesn't just touch the prey, it engulfs it. The surface of the tongue is covered in a specialized mucus that becomes a liquid on impact, wrapping around the beetle's legs and shell. In a fraction of a second, the tongue flips back into the mouth. The entire event, from the first twitch to the final snap, takes 0.07 seconds. It is one of the fastest movements in the animal kingdom. But the capture is only the beginning of a strange and mechanical process. Because it lacks teeth to grind its food, the toad must rely on an unconventional tool, its own eyes. Watch carefully as the toad swallows. You will notice its large, bulging eyeballs suddenly sink into the skull. It is using its eyes as pistons. By pulling the eyeballs down into the roof of the mouth, it creates the mechanical pressure needed to force the large, struggling insect down the esophagus. It is a meal of raw force. Once the prey is gone, the toad closes its eyes for a moment, a brief reset of its biological machinery. It licks its lips, its belly slightly distended, and returns to its stoic vigil. The balance of the forest remains intact, one beetle at a time. The heavy, humid air finally breaks, and the first monsoon rains shatter the silence of the canopy. The forest transforms. This is the signal. A primal, genetic calling that has echoed through time for millions of years. From every rock crevice, every hollow log, and every burrow, the moss-clad warriors emerge. They are no longer solitary. They are driven by a single, undeniable purpose, the continuation of the bloodline. They begin a journey of kilometers, crossing treacherous streams and navigating the maze of routes to find the ancient breeding ponds. For some, it is their first journey. For others, it may be their last. The gathering at the pond is a chaotic, acoustic battlefield. The males, usually so silent, now find their voice. They inflate their vocal sacs, translucent balloons beneath their throats, and emit a deep, rhythmic thrumming. It is a symphony of desperation and strength. This is not a song for beauty. It is a declaration of fitness. Smaller males are shoved aside by the heavyweights. When a male finds a female, he locks her in a grip called amplexus. He will hold on with a strength that defies his size, resisting the current, the rain, and rival males. He will not let go until his legacy is secured in the water. Beneath the surface, the result of this struggle appears. Long, elegant strings of black eggs, draped like obsidian pearls over the submerged vegetation. A single female can lay 20,000 lives in a single night, but the odds are stacked against them. This is a cruel game of attrition. From the eggs emerge the tadpoles, tiny, dark slivers of life that must navigate a world filled with hungry fish and water beetles. They are in a race against time. They must grow, they must molt, and they must transition to land before the temporary ponds evaporate under the returning sun. The few who survive this ordeal will emerge as froglets, tiny, fragile echoes of their parents, ready to take their place in the mossy undergrowth. What happens when camouflage fails? What happens when a predator, a snake or a bird, sees through the mossy disguise? toad reveals its final, most potent weapon. It does not run, it does not hide, it stands its ground. It inflates its body, standing tall on its legs to appear twice its size. And then, it begins to leak. From the parotoid glands behind its eyes, a thick, white milky substance emerges. This is bufotoxin. It is a lethal cocktail of chemicals that can cause hallucinations, heart failure, and immediate vomiting in any attacker. To the toad, this poison is a manifesto, a warning that even the most humble creature carries a deadly sting. It is the boundary between life and death. Yet, despite this formidable defense, the moss-clad warrior is facing a threat it cannot poison and cannot hide from. Its world is shrinking. Every year, the ancient trees are felled. The quiet streams are choked with the chemicals of human progress. We see a toad and think it is insignificant, perhaps even repulsive. But its presence is a pulse check for the planet. It is an indicator species. When the toad disappears, it means the water is dying, the soil is failing, and the forest is losing its soul. A toad trapped in a plastic container or poisoned by runoff is a heartbreaking mirror held up to our own actions. As the monsoon rains fade and the sun once again pierces the emerald canopy, our warrior quietly returns to its burrow. It asks for no recognition. It seeks no applause. It simply exists. Its persistence is the very heartbeat of the jungle. Each bump on its skin, each rhythmic pulse of its throat, is a story of millions of years of evolution. We may find it ugly, but in the grand design of nature, it is a perfect, enduring masterpiece. As long as the forest toad remains, as long as we hear its deep call in the rainy night, we know that the heart of the wild still beats. Let us ensure that the moss-clad warrior always has a place to hide.